Hello, everyone. Welcome to BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today it is Tech Life Weekly. We are here to review what's happened this week in tech. But before we get started, I just want you to know that I'm in the studio with my friend and colleague, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and we're the Biz Chicks. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. We hope that you'll sit back, relax, join the conversation as we talk about what's been happening in tech this week. We always like to get started with this week in tech history. So, Fran, what do you have for us today?
We've got a lot of stuff in history around here. I'm not going to start on the moon.
Oh, okay.
I am going to start with a SEAC machine is dedicated June 20th, 1950. The National Bureau of Standards dedicated the SEAC, Standards Eastern Automatic Computer in Washington. The SEAC was the first computer to use all diode logic, a technology more reliable than vacuum tubes, and was the first stored program computer completed in the United States. Magnetic tape in the external storage unit stored programming information, coded subroutines, numerical data, and output. And this thing was huge.
Okay. But
So, yeah, I can show you a picture if you'd like, but the room, it was huge.
I will take your word for it. But it was everything was on magnetic tape,
That was
sort
on
of like
magnetic.
real
Yeah.
to real stuff
N-
from back in
Yeah,
the day.
it's and before then it was vacuum tubes.
Mm-hmm.
June 21st, 1948, the first program on the world's first stored program computer, the Manchester Small Scale Experimental Machine. Boy, they needed AI to help them write these titles. SSEM is run. This first program was designed to test the computer's reliability and ran for 52 minutes, performing 3.5 million operations.
Wow. Wow.
Okay. And that was the small scale experimental machine.
So we were moving up.
hmm I'm like, wow, okay, that was huge too. Bunch of banks and wires and stuff.
I,
June,
I
go
think
ahead.
that's something we want to keep in mind when we are creating things. Sometimes when we come up with something new, it's usually pretty clunky and pretty bulky. And then it's refined as time goes on.
Right. June 21st, 2004, Spaceship One was the first private space flight
Mm.
financed by Microsoft co founder Paul Allen. Spaceship One becomes the first spaceship or spacecraft developed by the free market to enter space flight. Launched from a mothership named White Knight, Spaceship One flew just beyond the atmosphere into the threshold of space, then glided back to Earth. Spaceship One would later win the $10 million Ansari X Prize for the first non government organization to
Mhm.
launch reusable manned spacecraft.
And what year was that?
2004.
Wow.
Because this was by someone other than NASA.
Yeah. It was for commercial flights.
hmm
Well, you know, personal flights.
Right.
Hmm. Wow.
Now, this
I,
story.
I didn't know it was that long ago. I
hmm
thought it was more recent. I guess because we're hearing about SpaceX and stuff. Go ahead, Fran. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, no. There's no apologies necessary. June 22nd, 1675.
Mm-hmm.
King Charles II of Britain decrees the establishment of an observatory at Greenwich for the purposes of finding better ways of determining the
Mm.
longitudinal location of ships at sea. The prevailing theory at the time was that the accurate star charts combined with a table of the moon's position would help navigators establish how far east or west of Greenwich they were located. Ironically, this method did not prove reliable enough, and eventually a time-based method was developed when clockmaker John Harrison created spring-driven timepieces that could keep accurate enough time on ships.
Mm-hmm.
It took nearly 100 years after the establishment of the Royal Observatory at Greenwich for Harrison's method to be accepted as a reliable standard. Only 100 years. British mariners would set at least one chronometer on their ship to Greenwich Mean Time in order to calculate their precise longitude. By 1884, 72% of global commerce used nautical charts based on Greenwich. And in that year, it was established as the prime meridian of the world, which also led to Greenwich Mean Time becoming the international time standard.
Mm-hmm.
In the 1970s, Coordinated Universal Time, UTC. I always wondered what was UTC. Okay, so in the 1970s, Coordinated Universal Time, UTC, would become the world time standard using GMT as its base time zone, UTC plus 00.00. Unix and Unix.
I don't know if I'm following this, but go ahead.
Because we have Greenwich time, all the different, when you pick something,
yes.
What time zone are you in?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So UTC is the one that's like
everybody uses it across the board.
It is the middle. It's like, okay, we start here and then we move out based on, it's the middle part.
Okay.
The start. So it would become the world's time standard using GMT as its time-based zone, like UTC plus whatever the number is. Unix and Unix-based operating systems keep time by using UTC and applying an offset for the local time zone. Notably, only the Windows operating system uses local time as the assumptive basis for your computer's clock. In fact, Unix-based operating systems define the current time by the number of seconds which have passed since UTC on Thursday, January 1970, otherwise known as Unix epoch, whatever that is, epoch. So for those of you following along, a decree by a king in 1675 is the basis for how much of our technology of today keeps track of time.
Got you. Okay. I like that summary.
So back to some stuff that is not so, it's good to know.
Yes.
It was good to know because I never knew what UTC stood for. I was just thinking, what is that? So June 22nd, 1946, in a demonstration of the capabilities of jet aircraft, Army Air Corps pilots Kenneth Chillstrom and Robert Baird transport mail in a Lockheed P-80 Shooting Star, thus making the first delivery of mail by jet aircraft. June 22nd.
Airmail.
1946.
I have the letters from my dad to my mom, and airmail was in special envelopes, and it had little stamps on it that said airmail on it.
Right. I remember those. June 23rd, 1868, Latham Scholes, Carlos Glidden, and Samuel Soule are awarded a patent for the typewriter, which, see now, they listen to the AI people, which would become the basis for the first practical and commercially successful typewriter, evolving into what would become known as the Scholes and Glidden typewriter, which would later become the Remington #1. One of its lasting legacy was the introduction of the QWERTY, QWERTY keyboard, which is still the most popular keyboard layout in the world to this day.
Mm.
A popular theory states that the design of the QWERTY keyboard was intended to slow down typists in order to minimize the clashing of the type bars, which would jam up the early typewriters. There is little evidence to support this theory. However, in a research study published in 2011 asserts that QWERTY design was more directly influenced by feedback from telegraph operators who were early adopters of typewriters and found the previous keyboard layouts inefficient. That sounds more like it.
Mm.
Nonetheless, June 23rd, 1938, the first practical typewriter is patented. I remember having a Remington typewriter.
I do too.
And when the electric typewriter came out, boy, oh boy. I remember my typing teacher, Mrs. Carmody, strike it, release it. She was, that was a thing. So whatever era we're in, she was the coach for the new that new era, right?
Yes.
And they offered typing in my junior high school, and you took typing, and they helped you get your speed of, the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy black dog, and you worked on your typing speed.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So that was tech history, previous things that happened. And, there's always history, things that are happening in history.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to we have a little bit of time. I want to show you some history making things.
Yes. And you saw Mark's comment.
No, go ahead, because I'm looking at my screen.
He's saying, just like you, the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. When we were learning how to type to make sure we got in all the keys, remember?
Right. And I wasn't that, some of the kids in my class was real fast.
I wasn't that proficient either.
I was
okay. But I did learn to type. Thank goodness.
Because
I'm still using that skill.
Right. And I still sometimes have to look at my key, because she said, don't look at the keys. And I'm like, whatever, lady. But
when I do the numbers, I have to look. I'm sorry.
Right. Me too. Because I was like, when you go to reach up to that next line, I was like, or if you want to make sure you're hitting the comma instead of the period or whatever. I'm still looking.
There you go. Yeah. I'm like, okay.
So the banking and finance industries, heavily regulated though they may be, are clambering onto the generative AI bandwagon. Morgan Stanley said it is working with OpenAI to develop a tool that offers insights to its financial advisors. JP Morgan Chase recently submitted a trademark application for an AI-based program called Index GPT, focused on analyzing and recommending investments to customers. And Goldman Sachs is currently testing large language models, LLMs, for internal use. They aren't the only ones. A recent Gartner report found that while nearly half of banking execs surveyed in February said they had no plans to incorporate generative AI into their business, that portion had plummeted to 7% by April. Around 17% said in April that they were already implementing the tech, up from 7% in February.
Wow.
Banking execs and experts we spoke to said the appeal is clear. Finance is a data-intensive industry where any tech that can summarize and synthesize massive amounts of information has the potential to be a game changer. But it's also a space where mistakes and inaccuracies can be especially high stakes. That plethora of data is heavily regulated, presenting challenges to implementation.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, before we go, um, Mark still has a comment about his typing skills.
Go ahead.
He says, I was the fastest typist in my class, so the teacher gave me college theology student papers to type during class. How interesting.
And
What
how come
kind of side gig did your teacher have going? Okay,
okay, yeah. Did she pay you? Okay.
she was definitely operating the internship there. Okay.
She was, yeah, or something else.
Hmm.
Okay, so here's another situation. The engineers at Liquid Piston have an innovation 150 years in the making. Their goal is to fit more power in a smaller package. And this is, they're talking about liquid pistons. Um, because everything is talking about electric, right?
Uh-huh.
They have, so these two people, founders Nikolai and Alec, I'm not going with their last name, have
Okay.
patented a thermodynamic cycle to produce engines was up to 10 times more power to weight. Um, they've already earned 30 million US government contacts. These evolved from making drones fly farther to making generators
Oh,
smaller. Now they're ready to revolutionize the $400 billion combustion engine industry, and it's creating a unique opportunity for tech investors. So it's liquid piston, it's still combustible engine, and so they're trying.
well, it is making the drone go further, which is an improvement.
But
So
it's
it's
still
improving something.
right, right. Um, so and with yeah,
We don't know what kind of liquid they're using.
right. And it's still, they're still trying to keep the combustible engine, but making it more optimal. I'm, I don't know, man. So because EVs are the thing,
Yeah.
um, this is electric vehicles. So the thing with an electric vehicle, they're very good and efficient, especially you're not spending gas and that type of thing. But the challenge is finding the right place to charge.
Hmm.
And if you want to go from Washington D.C. to Washington State, you better plan, because you have to, you know what I mean? Where are your charging points?
Hmm.
Well, Tesla has added another EV automaker to the growing ranks of those adopting its EV charging standard.
Hmm.
Okay, because Tesla had their own standard for charging, and other people were making, everybody was making their own, right?
And you had to have an adapter and
Right. Here's the thing, the random EV chargers, some of them wasn't working, and they were just random. They were not um, maintained well. Is that a good
okay.
word? They weren't maintained well. You didn't know if you pull up whether or not it was going to work.
Hmm.
Uh, and so, and they had different manufacturers of charging. So, but Tesla has its own network because they created the car and they wanted the people to be able to charge, so they
They
created
built
this
their own
network.
infrastructure. Yes.
Right, they built the infrastructure. So now Reuters reported that EV maker Rivian will adopt Tesla's proprietary North American Charging Standard, NACS, in 2024. And the Rivian vehicles will be able to use the chargers with an adapter. And the new vehicles in 2025 will have the compatible charging ports built in.
Hmm.
Listen to this. Ford and General Motors struck deals with Tesla earlier this year to
Yes, they
adopt
did.
the NACS standard in their cars and gain access to Tesla's network of more than 12,000 superchargers in North America, which was smart. They
Hmm.
already built it. It's kind of like with AT&T. A lot of people were, okay, let's just buy some time on AT&T's wires
Hmm. That's right.
instead of trying to run your own, right?
Yes.
So super. Okay, so okay, so EV sales are up. Tesla garnered over 50% of the market share for EV sales in the United States last year, according to Counterpoint Research, while Ford made up nearly 8% of the EV market in 2022. And
Mm-hmm.
they're not the only ones. Hyundai is also considering making its cars more compatible with the
Mm.
NACS standard.
Well, it makes sense. It makes sense. Why, when someone else has already ventured into that space, if you can form a partnership, why not?
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
So
I think
Tesla stock went up this week as these different things were announced. Of course, it went up.
right. And then this is one unsubscribe seriously. The Federal Trade Commission filed a lawsuit against Amazon on Wednesday, alleging the e commerce and streaming giant makes it purposely arduous to cancel its Prime membership, the New York Times reported.
Yes, the button to subscribe was very visible, whereas the method to unsubscribe required a convoluted roadmap
And you're like, dude, how do I get out?
to unsubscribe
Right,
or to avoid subscription.
right. So that's all I have for you for history, tech history, and tech making history.
Okay. Wow, I like that, Fran. I like that. Oh my goodness. Well, I guess that means I'm up.
Mhm.
I just want to share one article because it resonated with me, and that is that there's an article out about mature content coming to Roblox.
What?
Okay, so yeah,
Well, now,
and I'm
What?
concerned about this because my 9-year-old granddaughter and her sister and
a whole
several of
lot of
their
kids.
friends get together and they create games and make up their own rules, and they're buying what they call skins. They're buying different,
Mhm.
outfits to wear on the thing. And so here's what they announced. And this article, I believe, where did I see this? Hold on. This article comes from CNBC. Okay. And it's talking about the fact that Roblox announced eligible creators can build experiences featuring mature content for users aged 17 and older. The experience and content may contain violence, for one thing. It may contain romantic themes. Last time we saw romantic themes, we saw people with whips and chains.
What?
Okay. Uh,
What?
and depictions of blood and alcohol. Now, here's how they plan to protect the 9-year-olds. Okay. To say users will only be able to create or view the new content if their age on if they verify their age on Roblox by submitting a selfie and a photo of their government issued ID. Yeah, right. Okay. A photo. Who can, with I mean,
Wait a
come
minute.
on.
Well, because you were able to get a government ID, don't they be buying stuff and somebody make me an ID, please? And
Can you
in all the
imagine?
spy movies, they make okay. I need ID. I need a passport.
Look, I was looking at a program at an app where you can just put your photo in and age your photo. Okay. So as far as this selfie crap, okay. And can you imagine just aging your photo and then putting it on your school ID? I guess that would be a government ID for a 17-year-old because a lot of states don't have government IDs, like you have a California state ID.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of states don't have that. So I guess they'd be using their school ID unless they got a passport or whatever. Can you imagine your kid uploading their passport?
That's just a lot of
That is
danger.
just, oh my gosh. So anyway, I wanted to bring this to you to find out what you guys thought of this. Let me read a little bit of this article. On Tuesday, Roblox announced eligible creators can build their own experiences. Did you see that language? Build their own experiences featuring some mature content. Underline the word mature in my mind, and storylines for users 17 and older. For one thing, I don't know what these storylines are. I don't even know if I want my 17-year-old up in there. He's getting ready to be a senior in high school. What are we showing? Where are we going with this?
Can't the kids just have something that belongs to them without somebody else coming in and just taking
And
over?
doing wonderfulness. It says people between the ages of 17 and 24 make up to 22% of Roblox community. I guess because they've matured. You know, they've aged since they've been on Roblox.
Right.
And the number of daily active users in this age group grew 35% year over year in the company's first quarter. So in other words, these kids are aging up and they're trying to figure out, I guess, a way to keep them in the space. Okay. Roblox previously supported experiences for users age 9 and up, right? So now they're moving into their teenage years. Users age 13 and up, and some with no age restrictions. So the company said the new offerings for users 17 and up will become available to eligible users in the coming weeks. Users will only be able to create or view the new content if they verify their age, yada, yada, yada. Yeah.
No, TJ told us about that because, how you gonna just people lie.
Mhm.
Exactly. Well, it says here parents can also restrict their kids' access to certain
Really?
experiences through roadblock parental controls. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
what
some
do y'all
parents don't
think?
even know how to get into Roblox. Or come on.
Okay. So there you go.
So now they've invaded the kids' space. Seriously. Or I mean, I understand because they're the people that were there are aging out and we want to keep them and give them
Yeah.
more to do or whatever. They can
But there
go to
you go.
Sim City was a whole other.
Okay, so that's my story. I'm sticking to it. And that's what I have for you today to put on your mind that you might want to consider put some blocks in the roadblock world. And seriously consider monitoring what's really going on there because new content is coming. And
And nobody thought to take this off and do Roblox Plus and move them over to Roblox Plus. Just move them completely out.
just give them their own app. Just like YouTube did, YouTube for kids, okay? Just separate the communities.
Right, because it's really it's not good. And there's still trafficking. I watched a interview with Jim Caviezel, who played in The Passion of the Christ, and they were talking about he's got a new movie coming out called The Sound of Freedom, where trafficking is almost up to it's number 2 to drug trafficking. Trafficking of children is number 2.
Wow.
And so when you make apps and things that target or that are around children and targeting children, this is not a good look. It's not. And how do you protect children? Well, YouTube is working to protect children by, is this meant for children? You got to answer that question on every video you post. I don't know if other platforms. I believe, yeah, I believe other platforms are doing it. You're supposed to be 13,
And you have to self-declare and all of that stuff. But
right? But
something that was originally designed for 9-year-olds to jump over here to what I call mature content. I don't know what that is in your mind. What is mature content? You know what I'm saying? And
well,
alcohol,
okay,
blood, and
okay, wait a minute. Mature,
violence.
wait, mature does not mean grandma and knitting needles and stuff. That is not what they mean by mature, and we know this.
Okay. I know in the movies that's not what mature audience means.
So yeah, and we got to protect the kids. So parents, you got to get
Be
on your
aware.
job. You might need to move your kids from Roblox or
Well,
hopefully
I am
Roblox.
definitely going to share this with the parents. If if you have, people in your life who have young children, you may want to share this information with them.
Right.
I know. So
Like,
that's
had a
it.
place to
I'm
play.
done.
Because I was going to learn how to use Roblox to build stuff with my
Exactly.
kids, with my granddaughters.
And you may want to do that because you may want to see what's coming in, what kind of messages are coming in while they all are over there. You know what I mean? Because they're not going to delete the app. So you might as well figure out what is really going on over here.
Okay.
This is sort of like staying a couple of minutes after you drop them off at the party to see who's going in and out. You know what I mean? You might not go in, but you certainly want to park there for a minute and check out what's happening.
We got to protect the children.
Mm-hmm.
Must protect the children.
So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. TJ, take it away.
Okay. My notes are all while you guys were talking, my notes are all messed up because I use Evernote to sync between the desktop and my iPad. So the last couple of times they've been bringing it in triple, and it's all messed up. So I was trying to clean it up so we can have a couple of stories because I cannot follow my notes. So let me see. And this is one of the things about people complaining about Evernote. They're doing a lot of things to make people sign up for the subscription because it's free. It's free to use and it syncs your notes. And I've been using it for a long time just out of habit. So now it's like every time I come in, it's like, okay, we want you to subscribe, and they keep taking away things. So now I'm coming in to after today. I put a bunch of stuff in all week and I'm like, well, where is it? So I'm trying. Everything came in like 5 times.
Wow.
Yeah, see, and that's something they got going on with their
and
with
so
their functions.
Right. So after today, I'm not gonna. I just found it convenient because it auto syncs. I just might go back to Apple Notes.
And Apple Notes has gotten better, TJ.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go because see, I'm trying to go through, and everything came in like 5 times.
Wow.
Together, and it's all mashed up. So let me try to find a couple of stories.
While she's working on trying to maneuver through that, it is good for you to go in and we're going to take a moment to talk about security. Please update when these people send you, I don't care if you're on Android or Apple or whoever you're on, when they send you a notification that says, please update for security, please do it because they're trying to help us. They find vulnerabilities. Yes, they try it, and so they try and keep you safe. Yes, it's a pain. It's a pain in the behind.
Okay. All right. I think I'm ready. I got a couple. Okay. I mean, it's still messed up, but I just have to jump around. I like to have order because I can just scroll through on my iPad. But now I'm looking at the desktop going, okay, this is not working, but we're going to go through. All right. So let me go back and make sure that, yeah. All right. So let me go over to my notes. So this week of social media news updates, LinkedIn has launched a live test of generative AI posts. So
Mm.
remember I said that social media, all the apps were going to bring in AI to help you create content. Well, here we are.
Uh-huh.
LinkedIn has AI update assistant. It will prompt you to share ideas in the composer. That's where, you know, when you go to type in your caption or your content, and then it says it will give you a first draft. And here's the
Mm.
example from LinkedIn's director of product. He says, when it comes to posting on LinkedIn, we've heard that you generally know what you want to say, but going from a great idea to a full-fledged post can be challenging and time consuming. So we're starting to test a way for members to use generative AI directly within the LinkedIn share box. To start, you will need to share at least 30 words outlining what you want to say. This is your own thought and perspective and the core of any post. Then you can leverage generative AI to create a first draft. This will give you a solid foundation to review, edit, and make your own, all before you click post. So this is being tested with a small group of users before LinkedIn rolls out. So there is a screenshot. Do you want to see it? Want me to open it?
Yeah, go ahead and show it
Let me do that.
because
Let me make it bigger.
I've on I don't like creating the post within the app. I mean, with wherever I'm at,
Right.
I'd
Because
rather write it.
Facebook will, if you do that in Facebook and something happens, a glitch or whatever, you've lost
Right,
your text.
right. I don't like doing that. I like writing it over on notes or wherever I'm going to write it, and
Right.
then
That's a
bring it.
smart way to do it. That's a good way to do it. So here is can you see that? So they've got,
Yes.
this is when you go in to your app on LinkedIn on your phone and it says start typing or draft with AI. So you have to tap the draft with AI, and then it says draft with AI beta. And then it says in your own words, you know, just like you were using ChatGPT or Bing or any of the other GPT tools, you type in a command, a prompt, what you want. Then in the third screen with the phone, it shows you what the AI returns. So you're familiar with that. Then LinkedIn put this little box in that says add your own thoughts. Remember to revise and add your own thoughts before posting. And then there's a post button and a keep editing. So this is what LinkedIn is doing, saying we're going to put GPT in here when you want to make a post. Start with your prompt, what you want to say. The beta AI tool will help you with it, but you're not supposed to hit post. You're supposed to edit it. But how many people are going to hit post? And you see, in this is a very the UI UX design. See how the keep editing button is blue, because your eyes will go to that button. Our eyes always go to the right button.
Right.
So they want you to keep editing. So most of the time people will hit keep editing and then it goes back into the editor, and then, okay, since I'm here, let me fix this up. But some people will hit that post and it will post the AI as is, which you're not supposed to do.
And so in my estimation, it's better for you to take it offline and go use Chat GPT offline, create your stuff, clean it all up, and then bring it in here.
Right. But how many people are doing that? Not a lot, because they're copying and pasting. They're just letting ChatGPT or Bing or Bar, whatever tool they're using, they're using it straight out of the box. And it sounds straight out of the box. It sounds like a professor. It sounds like I've seen it, and I've seen it stand out in posts and comments because it doesn't sound like the person. If you've been using one or two words or sentences and all of a sudden you have a thesis, what does that say? And then it sounds like a professor. It sounds very academic when you use it straight out of the box.
Well, I think this is a gallant effort on their part to make people aware that they need to edit their stuff and speak in their own voice.
Right. That's the only thing they could do is make it aware. Because
Right.
remember, on Twitter does the same thing. Like if you retweet an article with a link, it says, "Do you want to read this article first?" And everybody has blindness to that, and they go no, and they post it. So these little, I call them speed bumps, and you know how you have a speed bump in the road to slow you down.
Yes.
That's what this is. But does it slow you down?
There's some people just sliding right over
They
the
just
speed
slide
bump.
right on the post.
But
Go
those
ahead.
people are going to do what they do anyway.
Yes,
You know what I
agreed.
mean?
Agreed.
I do appreciate the effort of them putting that in
I
there.
really do.
But
Yes.
I applaud them for that.
Yes, I do too.
I just know that it's easier for me because I don't like typing all that stuff and getting it all in there, and then it poof, it's gone. And that's from the days of working on where you know, Jesus saves, and they told you to remind you to push the save button because not everything auto saves.
So here we are. This is LinkedIn. LinkedIn has the tool, and this is the beginning, is what I want to point out to you. Look for this on Facebook. Look for this on Instagram. Look for this on TikTok. I believe TikTok has a tool already testing for this kind of thing. Look for it in every social media platform that you're going to use. So get ready for the advance of people sounding like they have dissertations and PhDs. Because they straight copy and paste out of the box. They don't customize it. They don't go, this is a jumping off point for my creativity, not to copy and paste what AI says and you sound like a robot.
It's just giving you some ideas. It's not meant for you to.
Yeah.
Well, I can see this evolving into eventually when you post it, if you haven't edited it, there'll be some kind of watermark on it or something. So
that's a good idea. That might be coming. I've heard things about watermark.
Unedited. That says unedited.
Right. And when they hit that post button, it goes to LinkedIn, and LinkedIn puts a watermark on the bottom or the top where they can't get rid of it. And then people know, oh, you used AI incorrectly because you just straight out of the box.
And now we understand how you do.
So that would be a fix, Sarah Lena. That would be a fix. Hopefully they have something like that, but they don't have that now. So I'm telling you, I see it on LinkedIn. I see it on Instagram where people comment on posts, and I'm like, you copied that straight from ChatGPT or whatever tool you use, because there's lots now. Because there's a certain cadence to it. And why there's a certain cadence to it is because these learning language models, they're not thinking. That's why I'm like, it's not sentient, it's not thinking. It knows a pattern of, if this word they know what the comes after. They know what, they figure out what comes after the based on your prompt. It's like putting pieces of a puzzle together. That's what AI does. It's not thinking. So everything comes out formulatic because it is a formula. It is a program. It is code. It is thing. It sees the, and it figures out the next word, and it figures out, and it does it really fast, faster than the humans. You're not supposed to copy that. Because you sound like a bot.
Mommy, I saw a bot.
This is why I can spot it in the wild. I see it. Everybody else's comment is like, hey, that's cool. That's great. Thanks for sharing. And then here comes this long comment. Thanks for pointing out the intricacies of blah, blah. I'm like, you do not use those words when you're. That's ChatGPT. That's GPT. So they're using it, and that's why there's a lot of things now where they say, you can train it to sound like a conversation, or in your voice and your tone. There are things you can do, but they're not. These people aren't doing that. They're like, this is a shortcut. I'm using it. I don't care.
And we know it.
And we know it. Once you start to see these things, and I'm seeing it on LinkedIn now. I didn't think I would see it on LinkedIn because LinkedIn has more
professional people.
Well, not professional people, but they're more conversation. They like to talk to each other like they're in the real world. Like somebody will post something and they'll post something. It's like a conversation, like a real person conversation on LinkedIn. Now I'm starting to see it over there, and I'm like, wow.
Like even with LinkedIn's where they suggest like congratulate so and so on their work history. I'm like, I don't want to use what you just said. I want, because it doesn't sound authentic to me. If I want to say congratulations on there, hey, I heard that you did such and such. Congrats. Looking forward to.
It's supposed to be a prompt. It's supposed to be a reminder, like, oh, I didn't know it was your work anniversary. Oh, I didn't know it was your birthday. And you can respond with happy birthday, because that's what humans do. We go, oh, it's your birthday, happy birthday. But if you're friends with the person, you go into more, which you're right. Fran is right. You go into more. But that is, and if you didn't realize that is AI. We've had AI for a while. You just didn't know it. All of those things that Fran just said, the thing that says so and so's birthday, those are AI things,
right? And it's already
go ahead.
It's already in Facebook and stuff, because when you're in there, it gives you, or even in Messenger, it has a bunch of stuff for you to reply back.
Yes.
So those things have been in there for a while. AI has been in there for a while. You just didn't know it. Now you really know it because of OpenAI coming out with ChatGPT, which kind of opened the floodgates. But AI has been there for a long time. Time. AI is how Facebook and all the other ones decide to show you content. There's not a human being sitting behind the controller going, let me show this post to Terry in New York, and let me show this post to Fran in California. That was all AI. It's still AI. So getting back to the Instagram thing where everybody got mad about the CEO saying this, that, and the others, because that's AI. He's just giving you the 411. He's giving you the info that you need. Instead of getting mad, listen to him. So AI has been around for a long time. You didn't realize it. And now here it is up front in your face. Okay, you don't know what to post on LinkedIn? Use the AI chatbot. Whereas before it was, like Fran said, it was congratulate so-and-so on their work anniversary. That's AI. Because there's not people behind the controls at Facebook deciding this. The people that work at Facebook and all the other things, they have people that go in and they pick one thing out of a million and check it for, the things that they check for. That's why they can't, when you hear about Facebook Lives and live streaming, when something happens criminally or something happens, unfortunately, when somebody loses their lives and people are in the comments screaming, turn it off, because they can't. There's nobody sitting at the control to turn it off.
It's the bot that's rolling.
Right. Eventually, the amount of comments, frantically, that will get the attention of a control, then that will send that to a person, and then they can end the live stream. But I've seen that a lot in the last few years where people go, well, why is the live stream going? Because it's code. There's no person sitting there. How many people would they have to employ to sit and watch everybody's live stream? They can't. So that's one of the realizations that, all of these stories about, AI, AI has been around for at least 10 years. Longer than that, because I hear that, they talk about Alan Turing. If you've seen this, what is that movie about Alan Turing? But he's the father of the modern computer. There's a story back, like they did a movie in World War II where he figured out how to do. There's a movie. Oh, I can't think of the movie, but it's good if you watch it. So that kind of gives you the basis of where we are now. It's been there. You just didn't notice it. So here we are, LinkedIn. Use it. People will hit the post instead of to keep editing, and there's nothing we can do about it. So just get ready
for automated answers.
Just get ready for crazy things to pop up in your feed. And I don't know what to say about this, but here we are. All right, so let me pull that down. All right, let me try to find the next story. All right, so that was LinkedIn. They're doing a live test of generative AI posts. YouTube had a lot of updates. Let me try to make sense of my notes to say they're in duplicate, triplicate, quadruple.
Well, at least you have
All
notes.
right, I have them. It's just I have to read through it. Okay,
Spam.
YouTube. YouTube is getting AI powered dubbing. What this is that they want to make it easier to dub your videos in other languages. And I believe we mentioned something
Oh.
about YouTube and languages. So
Right.
there,
There are a lot
right,
of people who there are a lot of people who are using YouTube that are from other countries, and they
right,
want to dub it into English or into their native language,
right.
and that wasn't easy to do.
Right. And they really want English because, well, you know, there's a lot of English speakers online in the world. So they want that. So this is one of the tools that YouTube is giving. So they have brought over the team from Aloud. Aloud is an AI powered dubbing service from Google's Area 120 incubator. That's just like their testing area. So what happens, they're saying that the tool first transcribes your video. It gives you a transcription that you can review and edit. Then it translates and produces the dub in the language that you want. So now it's right now it's only 3 languages: English, Spanish, and Portuguese. Interestingly enough. So if you're in India and you want to do a lot of videos and you want them English, so this tool will, and you're not quite a good English speaker or you don't know, so it will dub it for you. So that's how it
Nice.
works.
So the
For
movie industry gonna come up too, because the movie industry does stuff like that too when
Right.
they're translating for other
Right, the dubbing, yes, that's called dubbing. So YouTube is gonna have that, and now also YouTube is now requiring users to declare if they are fan accounts. Now this one's a little, I'm like, what?
What's
So
this?
so there's accounts on YouTube that talk about a celebrity or what have you.
Oh,
And then they're not they have to designate themselves as a fan account, so they're not the celebrity. So it doesn't get confusing for people who don't know. So they have to make it obvious that they're a fan account in their channel name or their handle, and that they don't represent the company, the artist, celebrity. That
right.
they're just talking about it.
So this is like a way of authenticating.
This is
Well,
like
not authenticating. A fan account, a fan that like Beyonce. Beyonce has her own YouTube channel, but there are tons of accounts that talk about her as fans. They have to declare themselves a fan account, is what this is.
This is like back in the day when you had a fan club.
Yes, you have to designate that you are the celebrity, the brand, the company fan club.
Okay.
Like you like Coca-Cola and you talk about them or you talk about Coke all the time and your handle has the brand name. Well, you have to say brand name fan account. You can't just go by the brand name.
So Terry, they can't say, they can't be
Carolina. Right. They have to designate for those who can't discern that it's not the actual brand or company or celebrity.
And they should do that on Facebook and Instagram. Like, this is not TJO.
Right.
This is the fan account for.
Right. So they're calling this a new impersonation policy. It goes in effect on August 21st, 2023. They're saying previously YouTube never had rules on paper that talked about fan accounts. So now they're making it plain as a policy that you cannot call yourself the brand, the celebrity, whatever in your username or handle without putting, I'm not sure, but you'll have to say fan account or fan, whatever. They have the wording. So YouTube says content intended to impersonate a person or channel is not allowed on YouTube, starting today to further protect creators from impersonation and help viewers better identify content from fan channels. We're requiring fan channels to explicitly say so in their channel name or handle. So they have to be in the name, which is you go to YouTube and the name of the channel, or in the username, which now goes into the URL.
Gotcha.
That's really good. They need to do this across all. Everybody needs to do this. Then you wouldn't need a blue check.
Exactly.
Right. So they're saying the update will help genuine fan channels know exactly how you can celebrate your favorite creators, and it protects original creators from content and channels that are impersonating them. Because as a brand, say Coca-Cola, Pepsi, whatever, they have lawyers to come after you that you're using their brand inappropriately. But a creator is just they don't have that kind of resource or whatever. So YouTube is saying to get rid of all that, you have to say you're a fan account. You can't say you're the person.
Okay.
So that's what they're doing.
That's fair. That makes sense.
I like that idea.
Right. That's a good idea. Another one from YouTube. Now this one was confusing, but I think I figured it out. YouTube is testing a new option to create shorts replies to comments on other people's videos. So because you can take a short you can go to somebody's channel and watch their video, and you can, instead of writing a comment, you can reply with a video, a short.
Oh.
But now they're saying that you can go to somebody else's a video on their channel. Somebody wrote a comment, you can reply as a short to the written comment.
Okay.
That's a lot of work. Yeah.
But yeah. Okay. So I labeled this "Who asked for this?" The people that like to do shorts.
And so like to be on video to talk on video.
Right. So instead of writing a comment to a reply to a comment, they will reply as a short. Because those I'm gonna say Gen Z, they like doing everything as a video. They don't want to write out a comment. So here's a quote from you. Here's the quote from YouTube. While creators are already able to reply to comments posted on their own content with a short, we want to explore offering viewers the opportunity to create content from comments as well. The short will appear in the shorts feed and on the viewer's channel page, but unlike the creator version, it won't appear as a reply in the comments feed. Viewer created shorts won't send notifications to the creator whose video the comment is on, nor the comment authors. Creators can't prohibit their comments from being featured in a short unless comments on their videos are disabled. So that's why I said this one was a little bit like, huh?
Okay.
So
I have a question when you finish, Fran.
No, go ahead, because I think
my question is, so somebody could be over there ranting on a video and you don't get a notification?
No, you always get as the channel owner, you always get notifications.
Okay.
Right.
This is a video short reply to a comment that somebody else left on your video.
So say, for instance, so we looked at the video last week about Ford and the electric car.
Okay.
So you left me a comment about it. So TJ now can do a video about the comment you left.
As a reply, instead of me typing a text comment, I can reply as a short.
Mm-hmm.
And who sees it? Terry will see it because Terry is the one. She'll see the reply, and it won't necessarily be on my channel.
It won't send a notification to the channel owner, but you as the channel owner, you get to see everything that goes on in the channel. So you have to go in and see it.
Right. But you reply to Terry. You reply to Terry and via video.
Right. Think of it as a reply to a reply, but instead of typing, you're doing a video. And that's why I said this is Gen Z's alley, because they like doing shorts. They like doing video.
Weird.
So they're saying that that as the channel owner, you can't prevent these types of shorts being featured as a reply on your channel unless you disable it within your channel settings. You have to go into your channel. There's tons of channel settings for a YouTube content, the channel owner. You could turn off. There's things you can, but there's tons of buttons and knobs. So they're saying unless the channel owner does it, these things will go through.
Okay, I get it. I get it.
That's what I'm saying. It was a little confusing. I was like, well, let me read this a couple times. So now I got it. So it's short replies to a reply on a creator's channel,
right,
to their video. So instead of typing a reply, this person did a video reply to the reply, not to the original.
Okay.
It can get confusing.
So I make a comment about something you did, and Terry can reply to my comment with a video. Yeah.
Right.
A whole lot. Okay.
All right. So let me try to pick out another one. I had a few in here, and I'm seeing some of the things are not showing up. So that's the YouTube. I don't report on Twitter. Twitter has, maybe they did something this week. I don't know. I really don't pay attention to Twitter anymore, because I think it's going away. Now I had a TikTok. Let me see. I believe this might. Oh yeah. So TikTok has interactive add-ons to a video. What this is just a sticker. Like if you tried stickers in the stories. So they're putting this on for help brands engage consumers with interactive add-on for promotions, which are essentially stickers, like I just said, pop-ups and other visual markers that invite users to engage with an ad. So what it is that you're making your video, you're going to run it as an ad. You can put on a thing that pops up that gets them to interact with the ad. So TikTok is saying that this is it. So this is their quote: "Interactive add-ons offer a unique way to entice engaged viewers with pop-up stickers and other visual elements. Viewers who have shared, liked, or commented on a TikTok brand video are 150% more likely to buy a product or service. Catching the eye of the active consumers is made easier with these new creative enhancements." So what are these enhancements? So they're saying that they have 2 levels. They have a standard add-on, which is a code sticker display card, a voting sticker, gift code sticker, a countdown sticker, and voting sticker. That's in there twice. Then they have premium add-ons. I guess you have to pay for those. I'm assuming it doesn't say. Pop-out showcase, which enables you to highlight your product. A countdown sticker highlights an upcoming event, and a gesture pop out, and super like 2.0, and then a gesture. So the gesture enables you to invite participation with the action the viewer takes them, revealing more product insight. Okay, so they're giving you these things so you can have people interacting with an ad. Why? Because they stop, they interact with the ad, they read the ad, they might tap through, they might buy what you're selling. Might. So they're using this as options of driving more engagement with your TikTok ads, getting users to stop mid-scroll to pay attention to your promotion. So there's going to be things popping and moving, and so Gen Z likes that. So TikTok is saying, you're running an ad, we're going to give you these things, and you can get people to stop the scroll. All right, here's one from Instagram. Instagram now finally allows users to download public reels. I don't know why they would want to. So you can, they're saying you can download reels posted by others so you can share them outside the app. I don't know why. They're saying because here we go. TikTok has this option. They've had this option for years. So now here comes Instagram wanting to be, we want to be like TikTok. We want to be like Mike. So we're going to give you those things that you can do on TikTok. Why you would want to download somebody else's reel? I still don't understand.
Maybe because it's getting more traffic than your reels. So you just steal the content.
I could see it and like, I heard something really good and I think you need to hear it. I would be able to do that and send it to somebody, but
right. But as a business, I wouldn't want to do that. Maybe that's just, the creator side.
But this is for business people.
Well, I'm not gonna download a competitor's reel and say, "Hey guys."
No, I'm
not
saying,
doing that.
Like somebody had a really good quote, or they were talking about something really good. Then I would download that and share it with somebody because I don't want to feel like having to redo that.
Right. You don't want to redo it. Now that makes sense if it's a quote, a motivation thing, or news, or
but not. Like I'm not going. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we got some speaking of AI, let's go back to that. So OpenAI is planning to launch an app store just like the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. So
Wow.
they're going to release an app store to allow developers to sell models built with the company's own AI technology. It's going to allow them to make plugins. So that's how it, with ChatGPT, they now have the beta test of adding on functionalities, but you have to pay for the ChatGPT Plus. So they
Okay.
have the Bing add-on, they have the kayak or the travel one. Oh, Instacart. So you have to pay for ChatGPT to get those add-ons, but there's going to be more because OpenAI is going to launch an app store. Now, why are
Okay.
they doing this?
To
Money.
monetize.
Yeah, they monetize it. So, like, if I want to be able to set up I'm going to call it a shortcut because
Right.
on Apple it's called a shortcut. If I want to be able to set up a shortcut where I can just say do this, it will go and click and integrate with Instacart and order my
Right.
groceries.
Right.
So that's what I see how that works. They're gonna
Right.
have all these integrations, and this is gonna be who's
It's gonna be big.
Zapier? This is gonna
Yeah.
be a competition to Zapier.
Well, Zapier has an integration with ChatGPT.
Yes, but I'm saying Zapier. I mean, now ChatGPT is gonna start doing their own stuff.
Right. So what's happening here is that I see this potential for people writing prompts. It can go into the store. Like you want to
Right,
know how to do well, I want ChatGPT to do this, but I don't know how to word it exactly how I want it. Because right now you have prompt engineers, people going around writing stuff, or you could search on the web or figure it out yourself.
right.
With the store, there's going to be people, developers who write apps or the connection to make the prompt to give you exactly what you want. So you don't have to fiddle around with all that stuff. You don't have to
Right.
figure it out for yourself. So that app store, you go in and you want a prompt to write you an online course about blah blah blah. Buy this
Right.
prompt. And it's it's connected to ChatGPT. So think about it. That's why I said think about this app store as the Apple App Store, where you want something, you go and you get it. It's either free or paid. Same thing with Google Play Store. You want a new app, it's either free or paid. You tap it, you download it, it does the thing that you want.
Correct.
That's what's happening here. So this is going to get rid of all of these third-party things that I see floating out here that goes, sign up for this and this thing will do XYZ. Or
right,
people,
and you're going to somebody else and following their little steps to do that, and you go right to the source now.
Right. So OpenAI sees, oh, wait a minute. Instead of these people going out third-party apps buying everything and you're not sure if it works or not, we're going to have an app store where it's going to be guaranteed, just like the Apple Store, the App Store, Apple Store, the App Store on iOS. You go there to get what you need. You don't go to a third party. The third party comes into the App Store, submits their app, and Apple says, well, we like this, we don't like this. So they approve it. So it's like an approved place to get what you need. So that is what's happening with OpenAI. I think that's a good idea because right now they monetize by the subscription model of $20 per month, or they have a ChatGPT AI that they sell to developers, and that's really expensive. So they're making money off of that, and then they have the $20 subscription, but they see the bigger picture of, wait a minute, all these other companies are popping up saying, oh, you can make you can use AI to make a presentation.
Yes.
So instead of you going to the third party, that's going to be in the App Store. So when you go to ChatGPT, especially on your phone, it's going to be right there. So you don't have to discover it out in the wild.
Yes.
So, and of course, OpenAI is going to make money from this. Just like Apple I think Apple charges developers $99 a year or something to have access to the App Store to develop apps. So OpenAI will make more money that way.
Right.
Okay. We're not mad at them.
I'm
Not
not
at
mad
all.
at it. It's a company. It's not a utility.
Nope.
It's not the government.
Exactly.
These, it takes money to run to do what they're doing, and
Mhm.
more people using it, they need more money. So I'm not mad, but some people get mad. Why isn't it free? I don't understand.
Why you ain't selling your stuff free?
Thank you. They want it for free. Why don't you live in your apartment for free? Or why is it in your house free? The same things that you ask those questions. Why is this free? That guy, that Sam Altman, I think his name is the CEO, he got paid for things. You can't just use it for free. All right, so one more chat GPT. Well, this is more of a GPT story. So the chatbot showdown between ChatGPT, Google Bard, and Bing Chat, and they have a let me say who it is. So it's the University of California, Berkeley students and faculty have created a they created some kind of group or something where they are letting people test A/B test. So A/B test means you get two choices and you decide which one is the best between Chat GPT, Bard, or Bing.
So it's
So
a-
they have something called the Large Model System Organization, and they let people go to the chatbot arena and kind of test the chatbots and let them fight it out. So what they do is they have a website where you can go and anonymously chat with two models at once, and you give it a prompt and you decide which one you like better. They're using that information to see which chatbot is the best.
well, they should do
Does
an
that make sense?
ABC. To me, it should be an ABC test if there's three of them.
No. They're doing A/B.
I know they're doing AB,
Right.
but
And I
there's
think
three.
there's a way they let you choose. Like you do it more than once. You don't just do one. You
No,
do
but I mean is there's
Mhm.
three contenders, but
Right.
they'll
I don't know how. Well, actually, there's more. There's
oh,
more than those three, but they listed those three.
okay. Because
So
I was
there's
like,
so
okay.
they set it up. They set up the website where you talk to two models at once.
Mhm.
These guys are brainiacs. They figured out how to do it, so it's working. So they have a ELO system. I don't know what that is. That they use. It's a system they use for chess and other things. These, I don't want to call them nerds. You know those guys. They're very smart. So they do those things. So they have a system already in place. So they're using it to figure out which one that people like the most. So right now at the top, Chat GPT's GPT-4 is the top of the list.
Mhm.
The next one is Claude, made by Anthropic. Actually the next two. So number one is Chat GPT GPT-4. The second one is Claude. The third one is Claude. The fourth one is where is it? Oh, because my thing is doubled. They're saying that the free version of Chat GPT is fourth. Okay, so Chat GPT GPT-4, which is the one you have to pay for, is number one.
Okay.
Number two, as far as results and the best results from what you asked it. Number
Okay.
two is Claude, which is it's in wait list in beta. So there's a few people that have access to it. So two Claudes, and then ChatGPT for the free version. Not four, three. It's too many numbers. So that's what they're doing. So they're saying that my stuff is all doubled up. Let me get it out of there. So that's what they're saying. They're saying between the ones that are available, the large language models, and there's others on when you go to the website, there's others to choose from, but those are like the main ones.
Mhm. Mhm.
So basically what this is that University of California, Berkeley, smart kids or whatever have figured out a way to rank based on usage. So they're saying 40,000 people have already used it and decided based on the results like which one they want. So as they do that, they have a ranking system. Right now, Chat GPT Plus is the number one.
Okay.
Okay, so they have I think they have the website. It's lmsys.org. I didn't go to it. Let me see if I can go to it so we can get a look.
Yeah, because a lot of people be doing too much with the. You need to keep it simple.
Well, I mean, the people that are doing this, they are used to ranking and data and analysis and all that. So,
And they're doing a
that's coming
study
up.
at the university, basically.
Right, it's a university study, and
Right.
let me bring this up so we can get a look. But I just thought
And
it was interesting that they're starting to rank, and I kind of agree with you know what they're coming up with.
with the outcome.
Right, I do
Yeah,
too. Because I'm telling you, when I'm looking for something, yeah, I can go to Bard or I can go to Bing. I mean, I can go to Bard or Bing, but I'm like, why don't I just go to Chat GPT and just get what I need and not?
right.
I
Okay,
don't
I'm
need
trying
to
to
do
get.
you too.
All right, here we go. Okay, so this is when you go to lmsys.org. It's a large model system organization, open research organization founded by students and faculty. Here are the names of the members. You can decide what you want from their names.
Mm-hmm.
Chatbot Arena is where we need to go, and I'm clicking on it, and nothing's happening. Let's see. Nothing is coming. Okay. Maybe a lot of people are using it. I don't know. Let's see what we get. Okay, loading.
Okay, so that's not good. Just for the fact of
Well, this is not for like public use. This is something they're doing on a university level. All right,
Mm-hmm.
so here's the chatbot arena, and it's arena. Two opponents fighting it out. Chat with two anonymous models side by side and vote for which one is better. You could do multiple rounds of conversations before voting. The names of the models will reveal after you vote. So they've got terms of use, and then the battle, and then here's model A, model B. Is where you put your prompt in, and then
okay, so what do we want to give it? Let's just because what do we want to ask it?
I don't know. What do you guys want to
Um,
ask?
I
I'm
don't know.
trying to think
the
something.
best way to write a post if you are a fashion designer.
Okay, I'm trying.
Suggest a post.
Okay,
Uh,
so just
because I'm not
post
going to
on um
summer fashion if you're a fashion designer, because I don't want to do something where it's real brainy. Because
right.
okay, let them do that part. I want to see if they do basic stuff.
And then they're both going to write an answer.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
Did we tell it which application to write a post for? Do we need to be a little more specific?
I don't know. Well, the site was slow to load, so it's
Okay.
probably this is
Thinky.
not
And
corporations with lots of money. This is a school. So
right. Well, UC Berkeley got money.
okay.
They got money.
Okay. But they didn't put money into this.
No.
So
But the
This is probably government funded, which is why it's slow.
right.
Yesterday when I was writing something with Chat GPT, it took a minute to
Think about it.
yeah, it wasn't thinking about it too much. It just took a minute to it
Yeah,
was
it's
slow.
yeah, so I've noticed that sometimes it's slow, sometimes it's fast. I noticed this week, in the last week or so, it's been crashing on me. I don't know if it's my system, but I just sometimes it spits it out bullet fast, and sometimes it pauses like the little cursor, and then it push. So again, a lot of people are using the tool. So there
Oh,
we
here
go.
it comes.
Let me see if I can make it bigger so we can read this.
You're going to have to read it to us because
Okay, let me try. I'm trying to zoom it. It's not zooming.
Down on the bottom right of your screen doesn't zoom.
At the bottom right.
On the bottom right, there's normally like inside
No, I'm trying to zoom it
Oh, there it is.
from the browser.
There
Oh,
you
that's
go.
too big.
It's
Is that
bigger
good
now.
enough or too
Yeah,
big?
yeah, I can see it.
Okay, so let me go back here and let's scroll it.
Okay.
So here we go.
Model A and Model B.
Right. So you have to pick the one that you like.
Okay, so I'm going to read Model A. Title: Embracing Summer Chic, Essential Designer Tips for Stylish and Comfortable Summer Fashion. Capture the essence of summer with our latest designer tips for creating stylish and comfortable summer fashions that will have you radiating confidence and chicness. Master the art of summer dressing with our expert designer insights, showcasing how to mix and match styles and incorporate bold colors and patterns for a fun and vibrant look. From flowy sundresses to sultry jumpsuits, we'll guide you through the must-have summer staples every fashionista should own, ensuring you're always ready to take on whatever summer has in store. Elevate your summer wardrobe with statement accessories like chic sunglasses, statement jewelry, trendy sandals that will have you turning heads, drive into the most summer fashion trends, and explore unique silhouettes such as rompers, crop pants that will keep you on trend and looking fabulous. That was A. Now B, it's time to ditch the heavy coats and boots and embrace the warm weather with some chic summer fashions. As a designer, I'm always on the lookout for the latest styles to incorporate into my collections. Here are a few trends that I'm loving for the season. Bold prints, whether it's bright, floral, animal, incorporating 2, lightweight materials. I'm not going to read all of the 3, statement sunglasses. 4, off-the-shoulder tops. This trend has been around. 5, maxi dress. Is there anything else?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Okay. So which one are we voting for? I say
like
B.
B.
Yes, B. What do you say?
B is.
I like
now,
B.
wait a minute. Now, there's A is better, B is better, a tie, or both are bad.
I like B is better.
I like B because it's more conversational and it's easy to read.
Right.
You know?
Okay,
right.
so,
even though they threw a lot of emojis up
right
in the other one to make it colorful, B was by far better. It
sounds like a person.
It sounded like a person. This is what I like.
And it went with one trend per bullet point.
Bullet point, yes.
Bullet points. Okay, so we're gonna do B is better. And then I think it's supposed to tell us which one it is. Now where?
Oh, they already ranked it themselves, huh?
No, they're going to tell us
no,
who B is.
It's different it's different models. So they're saying model A is Vicuna 7B, model B is Wizard 3MB. Because it's more than the 3 that we listed. There's lots of language models.
Gotcha.
There's tons.
Okay, so it's Wizard IM 13B.
Yes. So that's what model this is. So you could do it more, we could do this over and over. We could do a regenerate and it's going to regenerate.
Right, but I liked B.
Yes, B was good. So now we got to wait for the right. But see, that's how it works. It's not just ChatGPT and Bard and Bing. There are tons of language models. And this is on a university level. They're testing like more than the 3 that we know about. And he said, here it comes out again. The A is coming out without the emojis. And the other one, B, is saying, here's some potential ideas for a post. So the B is giving me ideas for the post for me to write.
Right.
The
and
first
the
2, they wrote it. And here, model A is writing it. So see, that's what happens. Some of them give you the post and some say, here are some ideas. You're going to write it yourself. And then what I've been finding out with Bard lately, I've been asking Bard to summarize articles. It used to do it. Now it says, I can't do that for you. It just flat out says, and Bard is from Google. It flat out says, I cannot summarize this article for you.
You are not. I am not doing your homework.
Whereas if I go to chat, it'll spit it out. If I use the website plugin, because it has to go read the website, Bing will read the website because it's already connected to the internet.
Right.
So Bing will do what I want. Because I'm like, I see articles. I'm like, I don't have time to read that now. Just give me the key points. And Bing will give it to me. ChatGPT will give it to me if I use the drop down for the web browser.
Right.
Wow.
So that's what. So see, it says so when with model B, I said suggest a post, and then it said here are some ideas, and then model A was like, here's the post itself. You don't have to do any more work. So that's why we're getting into the part where people copy and paste.
Mm-hmm.
They would copy and paste A, but they can't copy and paste B because that's not the post. That's just ideas for the post. All right. So which one is better?
Let's see.
A is just like the first two, that it goes into detail. B is just a list of ideas. So B is not what we want. So we're going to say A.
Mm-hmm. Because A said, as a designer.
Right. So
Okay.
then
So
again,
now let's see who wrote
I'm
this
looking at the top. It still says Vicuna 7B.
Won't it change?
It didn't, because I said A is better.
But I'm saying is it didn't have enough time to, because it takes a little bit of time for them to get back with us on who wrote that, right?
No, well, once you click the choice, it changes at the top. Wow. So again, this is not a tool, that's selling out the box. This is university level. They're doing a study. So it's not going to work like something that we were like an app we would get out of the app store. So I think this is interesting. I'm going to play around with it later and just see what comes up. But that's what it says. It says this service is a research preview intended for non-commercial use only.
Okay. I just thought it would. I definitely like the first one. As a designer, I really liked on the very first one by Wizard IM 13B.
Okay, so they're saying you could see the leaderboard. So let's click there. Okay, so this is what I was saying before. The leaderboard GPT-4, which is Chat GPT-4, is number 1.
Okay, because we can't see the leaderboard. You gotta go up to the top and move over.
Okay. Now it popped up. There we go. It popped up into another window. Sorry. Okay, there we go. So GPT-4, that's Chat GPT-4, the paid version, is number 1 leaderboard. Then Claude version 1, and then Claude Instant. With Claude, there's 2. Because I have another tool that they have access to Claude. So with Claude, there's like 2 things. There's a fast one, which is the instant, and then the advanced, which is version 1.
And then,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say ours is on the Vicuna and Wizard is up in the top 10.
Right. So here's the Vicuna. I don't know what that is, but that's where we were. Oh, the 7B.
No, we were the 7B.
Right.
Okay.
So
and then the Wizard IM.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, so 9 on the top 10.
Yeah, top 10. The GPT 3.5 Turbo is the default setting for Chat GPT. Now the others I haven't heard of, but like I said, there are tons of LLMs out there, and this university has access to them. And the thing is about these large language models, they're not free. None of these are free. Chat GPT free is not free. They're just allowing us to use it because they need input, data to test what they're doing. So that's why it's free for now. So I just thought that was interesting.
It is interesting.
It's always good to know what's going on.
Because you never knew. I did not know there were so many AI programs. So
yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. So
that's why you tune in here to BizChicks TV.
Yes. So that's the social media news for this week. That's what's happening. What I have so far, where my notes got all messed up, and I'm like, what is going on? Because I had them all nice and neat, and the way I like it, all I have to do is read it. And I was like, wait a minute. Evernote wants me to pay, and I'm not paying.
Wow.
I'm sticking with Apple Notes because Apple Notes they're doing stuff. You can organize your notes by folders. You can pin them. You can do stuff, and they have tags. And
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
that's what's going on.
And then with iOS 17, you can do a whole lot more stuff coming up. So
Ooh, do tell.
yes, they're making some stuff where all of their tools are getting a lot better, so that you're not having to go to third parties
Okay.
to do stuff. You can stay right in the house,
Right.
and get stuff done, and it
Right.
interacts with whatever you want to do.
See, that
Like,
that seems to
this
be
is
the way
good.
these companies, tech companies are going. So because there's a lot of third party, especially with AI, there's a lot of third party stuff going on. So with them making their app store,
Uh-huh.
OpenAI app store, that kind of eliminates all of that. Just like you said,
right,
Apple figured it out. Apple's like, hey, wait a minute, all of these other companies are making things that go, oh, well, if you want to do X, Y, Z, you got to go to the third party. And Apple's going, no, we're bringing that in.
right. And like
Mhm.
like one of the things is like I need to get documents signed by people.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Uh-huh.
you can scan the document into your notes and
Right.
have people sign. You
Right.
don't have to, and you do not have to send it someplace and get it for like, so, like DocuSign and stuff like that.
DocuSign. Yeah, I was gonna say DocuSign.
You can set it up inside your notes and send it out. I was like, yeah, let me play with Apple and see. I mean, because we're paying for the tools anyway.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And they're free. There is no charge for the in-house apps.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
I mean, there you go. You can't get mad with the company, the corporation. Their job is to make money. That's
Right.
their
And
job.
so, but because you bought the device, they give you stuff. I was like, wait a minute. Like Freeform is excellent. Like if
I
you
haven't used that. What do you do? What do you do with that?
it's kind of like a whiteboard. Let me see if I have Freeform on my
I've seen it. I just never had the chance to, to look at it. I've seen it.
Okay, let's see if I can show you Freeform.
Yeah.
So Freeform allows you to do, how you can do boards and kind of like a board, but you get to do so much more. Let me see. Present.
Yeah, because I'm pulling up on my iPad.
Share screen. Window. Okay, so Freeform looks like that.
Okay.
Now you can draw, like I didn't mean to make a new one, but you can draw with your pencil if you have it on your app.
Mm-hmm.
You can, there are boards, you can draw circles and do stuff. Like if you were trying to do a board, like a
mind map.
A mind map and brain dumps and all of that, you can do it, and it continues on and on and on.
Yeah, because mine says add to your board, insert sticky notes, shapes, photos, links, and more.
Right. So you can put it all there. You can put a sketch there. You can
objects, animals.
Right. You can drag stuff from your notes and put it over there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So they got stuff. And you know how in Notability you can draw and make, it does that, all of that.
Oh, you can scan documents in.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Look at that.
Like,
I saw it. I just was like, okay, I'll pay attention to it later.
Right. And, and there's a lot of people who are using it to, like if they're creating an app, they're writing out, it's like a mind map type thing.
So my iPad, I took a picture of my desktop and then my actual desk, and it brought it into the board.
Right.
Oh, that is nice. I'm going to have to play with that. You can put a sticky note.
Mm-hmm.
You can do all kinds of stuff and without getting third party stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the markers and the pens, crayons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I will be playing with that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I saw it. I just never paid attention. I was like, what is Freeform? I was like, I'll look at that later.
Yeah. And so Apple, what I think Apple does a lot is watch what everybody else does.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll go and fix up what they already have.
Right. They'll wait and they'll see what's happening, and then they go, okay, we're going to improve it and then give it to our people.
Right. even though we've had notes for a long time.
Right.
And we had I don't have to use Scanner for me anymore to scan notes. I can just scan notes scan documents right in my notes folder.
Right, because I have some Adobe apps that I was using to scan. Now I could just scan right into notes. I don't have to use the Adobe app.
Do not have to. And
I can delete those.
Right, and then you can have handwritten notes, or you can have typewritten notes, or both.
Because I use notes. I have a lot of notes in here. I just never thought about using it for my, I was used to using Evernote because I had it for a long time. And I was like, now it's like, a lot of people are complaining about basic things that Evernote won't let you do. And now I'm like, this is the third time that I brought notes in and they didn't sync properly. I'm like, I can't deal with this.
So I get to write on my iPad.
Right.
Or I can type. I can share notes. You know what I mean? I had to scan something for the dog, so I scanned the note in for that. And then the other thing is with notes, you can verbally say, "Hey, something."
Right.
Take a note, and it'll record the note for you and put it in your notes. So. Okay,
I got it. I just
like and if you go to Apple's YouTube, Apple support.
Okay.
Their YouTube has all of their trainings on it. Like the new watch, you get to pinch, you get to do this with your hands to make stuff happen.
Right.
And not have to go in and tap and scroll.
Oh, you don't tap the watch, you just hand gesture with the watch?
Yes, it's in the accessibilities with the watch. And I don't know if it's for my generation, so I got to go in there and play because I got Series 3.
It's in the watch setting?
It's in the watch settings, I believe, on your phone.
Okay.
But anyway, it popped up and I watched a little YouTube. I said, what? I don't have to do anything but tap my middle finger or something. And okay.
I knew about the gestures again. That was another thing that I just never, I was like, I'll get to that later. And then later doesn't come. So
yes.
I will be looking for that.
Yes. So once again, we want to thank you for tuning in with Tech Life Weekly. We will always be here on Fridays to bring you the latest in tech, news, social media. I do believe Dr. Tachi's out on a shoot today. And so we just want to say thank you for tuning in. You always had a choice to be somewhere, but you decided to hang out with us. So we appreciate that. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. We also thank you for following TJ over on TerryJohnsonOnline.com. Yes. Make sure you sign up on her Discord.
The Discord, go to TerryJohnsonOnline.com/info.
Right, so that you can get everything that you need. I'm looking for her
the banner.
Yeah, because it was over
so
here.
Many things there.
It's not it, is it?
No, not that one. There was
not
a banner.
That one. It's the banners. It's under. Let's see if we can.
Okay.
It might be up because today is okay. It's got to be a little higher. Yeah, that one. So follow TJ, get the latest and greatest news direct to your phone or other device so that you know what's happening and you can make moves in your social media world. We'll be back here on Monday. Is that first Monday? Nope, we got another
week.
Not first Monday yet. But anyway, come on back on Monday. And we'll be talking coffee, tea, thoughts, and conversations. Little insightful things. We appreciate you. And, you could be anywhere. You're here. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And become a part of the BizChicks community. Just text Biz to 33777. Or become a part of BizChicks.net. Yes, we don't spam. but we want to we do inform. So become a part of the community. Appreciate it. Any final words, ladies?
Just so we're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle. We'll see you next week, everyone.
Enjoy your weekend.
Bye bye.